What's going on, guys? Unassorted here, and I'm going to be bringing you a 2 versus 2 cast. It is a bronze level league, so these commentaries are mainly going to be for the lower level player. In the bottom we have myself as Stylus, and with my partner Wiggs, who is an actually really good friend of mine, and we are going against the top on the top right Protoss Lucas, not really sure how to pronounce his name, and we have Sneaky Snake. So while they are gathering resources and everybody is doing the cool gathering resource thing, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm planning on doing with this. I plan on bringing you bronze, silver, sometime gold level cast, because I'm mainly a gold level player and I'm pretty much only I watched cast quite a bit, and I'm going to be bringing you like basically new cast. So as you can tell right now, we have Wiggs and Sneaky in the lead with Harvesters. Sneaky now pulling ahead, Wiggs shortly behind him. I'm moving out right now and placing the pylon at the 9 mark. Well, actually, it's more like the 8 mark is when I went to set it out, but I moved it out here just in case of a Zergling rush so I can block off the wall. We have Wiggs supply capping himself and putting out another drone for more minerals. I'm not sure as to why he did that, because he doesn't have a pool going down. And we have Sneaky Snake getting now some overlords to do a little bit of scouting, putting them at the destructible rocks right here. And we have Locust now getting a pylon down with a probe not doing anything right there. I'm not sure as to why he isn't doing anything right there. And let me just fix this really quick just in case. Okay, there we go. And so now he has 2 probes just moving around, not getting any minerals, which this is something you don't want to do as Protoss. And he's getting down another pylon before a gateway, and I just now have the gateway going down. It is about halfway done. We'll go to the production tab. We have Locust putting down an assimilator. Mine's a little bit before his, and I also have my gateway going down. Wiggs' spawning pool is going to be a little bit before Sneaky Snake, so we're going to have Zerglings before them. So we were preparing for a rush, kind of, with me kind of blocking this off, but when Wiggs went to go scout and saw that, or will be seeing that the Zerg pool is not done yet, as you can tell, we are only on Wiggs' vision, and he does scout that, and so we know that, okay, he doesn't have the spawning pool done yet. So, and then he goes over to the Protoss, and the Protoss is just now getting a gateway. This is not what you want to do. When you want to put your gateways, the moment your pylon is done finished, that's where you want to put the gateway down. And I already have my cybernetics core going up, so we're already ahead in tech by quite a bit because his spawning pool just now finished. Wiggs is now getting just drones, just mass drones, saturating that base, saturating it up. And my cybernetics core just now finished. I'm not teching yet because I kind of was retarded and didn't get enough gas for it, because I didn't start the probes on the gas when I should have. And I'm putting down 2 more gateways. I believe at this point in time I was thinking about going for 3-gate robo, but I'm not entirely positive. And just to notice, look at the placement that Wiggs is putting his overlords on this map. He has one right here to entrance into the back rocks right here, and then he has one to the entrance into the front, and then he has one for the entrance for his destructible debris. And because of this placement of this overlord, I do see these Zerglings coming down, and I'm just now starting to chrono boost out warp gate. So I'm transitioning into a 4-gate. My 4-gate timing, I believe, is a little off just because of the fact that I was not able to get that gas in there soon enough, and I'm making this 2 more pylon just so I make sure that I'm not supply blocked. And I do know that these Zerglings are going to be attacking these rocks. I don't know when, so I send over a probe just to check out, and I build a pylon here. And yes, these Zerglings are attacking, and I do see this, and so I believe I need to be chrono boosting this out since I have more than enough energy to be doing so. So I start to chrono boost that out so that we can get a sizable force. And what I did wrong here, instead of actually building any units from any of these gateways while the chrono boost was going for this, I just let my minerals sit and basically waited for this to get done. As you can see, Wiggs here preparing for an eventual rush through these rocks, but we don't see it coming. And my gateways are just now finishing and warping in, and I should be warping in some units here anytime now. And as we can tell from Locust, he's going for a +1 attack instead of putting down. he's just now getting his cybernetic score, and he only has 2 gateways as a Protoss unit. At this point in time, at the 6-minute mark, you want to have more than just 2 gateways as a Protoss, especially in 2v2. You want to have at least 3 in a robo. And here we have an Evo chamber from Sneaky Snake. And Wigs, we have Roach Warren, so we have Roaches on the way, and he's got a static defense in his base. And here we finally have the Zealots going on in this rock, and the rocks are done. And Sneaky Snake wisely backing up, because I believe almost all these Zealots get picked off from the... Nope, they live, so Sneaky Snake backing off, them backing off, going to go for a macro base game, it would seem like. And so we have... I'm throwing down a Forge now, and then also we have Sneaky still on just the spawning pool in the Evo chamber. He needs to get at least a Roach Warren or a Hydralisk Den out. Oh, there goes the Hydralisk Den, because he knows we have... because he knows we can see this right here with this Overlord. Right here. And nobody has expanded yet. This is not a good thing. We need at least... the Zerg wants to expand a little bit more in 2v2, more than the Protoss. Right now I should have expanded by now, so I can get more minerals, pump out more gateways, get a few more. But instead, I'm relying on the fact that they're going to be coming, rushing through here over and over again. So I'm putting some cannons here with this pylon, and I'm effectively blocking it off now, other than this... oh, and there we go. I have effectively blocked off this zone right here. And we have Sneaky Snake busting down his own back door and finally throwing down an expansion. And he has Hydralisk Dens and no Hydras on the way. And we have Robotics Factory from Locust going down. And I also have my Robotics Factory coming up also. His is a little bit before mine. And I believe with this, since he knows I have Stalkers, he's going to be pumping out some Immortals. The only thing he still has not done yet is research Warp Gate. As a Protoss player, you always want to research Warp Gate. That allows you to pump out more units effectively, quicker, and so you can... well, if you're going to be playing a macro-based game, it's so you get them out quicker, and basically so you can live, I guess. Not really live, but as a Protoss unit, you want to be pumping out those Warp Gates. And Wigs here looks like he's about ready to go for an attack. And yes, he hotkeys, which I don't have any hotkeys other than my gate. And what is he? I don't really remember this. Is he gonna... does he snipe this base? I think he snipes his base. Oh my gosh, Sneaky, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, he snipes his expansion. Wait, oh, makes him waste 400 minerals. If we go to units lost, aha, Sneaky lost all of those units. And Locust coming in here with a ineffective Guardian Shield, because I don't know why he used Guardian Shield, but Wiggs losing all of those Zerglings, a huge blow to him, even though he did snipe this expansion. And we have... it kind of does show us a little bit of what Locust has. I believe we saw that, but I'm not entirely positive. And now Locust is pumping out 2 Immortals to combat my Stalker army that I have, because I have a much bigger army than what Locust does, as you can tell from just looking at the tab here. And not sure, I believe I start to pump out a Colossus. I'm not sure as to when the Colossus comes out. Yep, and here it comes. Here comes the Colossus. It is on its way, and I believe... oh, he's going for the gold expansion. I did not know that he was going for that. And he still does... he still only has a Hydra, Evo chamber, and a spawning pool. And Locust still no warp tech, and he supply blocked himself. So he's a little bit behind on tech, he's a little bit behind on supply, but he is getting an expansion. This is ahead of what I've got. I have my, as you can tell, I'm going for the expansion at the exact same time almost, but it's going to be a little bit behind Locust. And we have all these drones not doing anything right here, and they should be, and this creep tumor should be spreading out a little bit more than, and I'm not sure as to where he's going to be putting the creep now. But this drone transferring, and after he broke down those rocks, he should have at least put that expand basically the moment after. And is it going to go down? No, it is not going to go down. And Wiggs is researching tunneling claws for the roaches, so roaches can burrow and move at the same exact time, which is going to be effective against these hydras, because they can just pop up right on top of the hydras and focus them down. And we have Locust here, still with the probe, not doing, well, anything. Oh, a pylon, okay. and Wiggs' expansion is getting close to saturation, but not really. He needs to transfer some drones. I did not see if he transferred any over, and yes, he actually did. I did not see that. And we have Sneaky Snake still not taking this gold expansion. This is huge. This is very, very risky. And there he goes, finally taking that gold expansion. If me or Wiggs would have came through here and seen this, we would have basically put an end to it and taken that expansion. Now Sneaky going for some static defenses. This is a decent thing to go for in your expansion to at least protect it from exactly what Wiggs did with his Zergs, rush in there and snipe it. But at this point, with all the units we have in the army, you look at ours, 90, 92 to 52 and 63. If we were to move out right now, we would end basically everything they have. But because of this Overlord, we see that they're moving for the back gate again. Now, me and Wiggs are in vent. Wiggs is like pincer him, so I'm going from the front. He's going from the back. They're about to attack. They're coming in. The cannons are deterring them a little bit. Guardian shield guard. They snipe one. Oh, my Colossus are just doing work to these zealots. They back up and they run right into Wiggs' army, just annihilating their whole army. And I move out with my Stalkers, focusing down these Immortals because I know they're too strong against my Stalkers. Kill the Immortal, and that's the end of that army. Basically annihilated their whole army, and I'm like, dude, we should move out right now. But instead, he's like, no, let's play a little bit more macro-based style game. And so I was like, okay, we'll do that. And so we just go back to the front of our base. And we see here that he has barely any units. He's like, oh man, Locust is thinking right now they're going to be attacking soon, so I better at least D up. And so that's exactly what he's doing. What he did wrong was he did not move any of his units. He's still not fully saturated at his main. As you can tell, he still has these crystals looking huge, and as you can tell, mine are almost gone. And again, not even fully saturated at his main. And Wiggs is moving in with his forces. He runs into all these Hydras. He backs up. He better back up. He backs up and he goes up the main force. Basically takes out Locust's main force right here. I move in. I help it out and killing these cannons as they finish, basically destroying his second expansion, or his first expansion I should say. And there goes all the cannons and microing and these and just killing the expansion here. And Wiggs decimating Sneaky Snake's Hydras with Roaches. Roaches are so effective against Hydras. And he's just moving in here, killing this queen, and I believe, yep, he puts all his units on hold and just destroys all of these drones. And I'm putting a pylon here for proxy just in case they have more than what we thought they did. But at this point in time, I don't believe that. And there's the rage quit by Sneaky, just leaving the game. And there's the GG without, or the rage quit without the GG by Locust. So, a few things to note here that Locust did wrong. A, as I said before, no warp gate. What you want to do as a Protoss is get that warp gate as soon as you can. Have that assimilator down, warp gate as soon as you can get it. And then also, he did have his Zealot charge, which he didn't really have that many units because of the fact of warp gate. And then also, what you want to be doing is you want to be fully saturated at your main base. Here you can tell that with all these minerals, he is not fully saturated. And here with mine, you can tell that even though I'm not even fully saturated, but that's because I moved units down to my expansion. And as you can tell, Wiggs also did the same thing. But he should have been producing drones, so he was fully saturated on both bases. That's the problem that me and him both had. As you can tell, our APM it was kind of bad, because of the fact that we microed well. We don't really micro well, but we macroed well. And as you can tell, I have way too many minerals here, way too many gas. I should have at least built at least 3 or 4 more, maybe 5 more gateways, just at the point after we fought off this attack. Just pump those out, so that by the time that we actually reached here and to go into their base and destroy them, or win the game, I would have been able to at least off of this pylon warp in 8 to 10 units at a time to basically back up everything here. But it didn't really matter since they had no forces whatsoever really, other than some static defense. And here, not even saturated his expansion, 2 drones at this expansion, and not even saturated his main. But then again, we did kill that off. So a few things to note: he should have gotten at least maybe a Roach Warren to battle Wiggs' Roaches, maybe some Hydralisks instead of, not Hydralisks, but Mutas to battle, because Mutas are decent against ground because it would have taken out Wiggs, but then again, Mutas are also good against Colossus, but I had the anti-air with all these Stalkers. And what he could have done instead of building one, he should have gotten Gateway, and he could have built another Robo to get out 2 Immortals at a time to basically counter these Stalkers. So what they should have done, Mutas, Immortals, Warp Gate of course, and what we should have done, actually we did decent. I'm not sure as to what we could have done, maybe added some upgrades to our units, and maybe another, and I could have gotten more Warp Gates, and Wiggs should have expanded like 2 more times, because as a Zerg player you want to expand at, I want to say like the 6-minute mark, a little bit before that, it depends on your playstyle, and then at the 10-minute mark for your 3rd expansion, so you can get your economy going, get everything going. So so don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know how I did on this cast, and be looking forward for the next one in a couple of days here. I'll be doing mainly bronze and silver level casts, so I hope you guys enjoyed it.